Hello everybody, welcome back to TQM Travels. Finally, we are getting to some travel vlogs, back to our roots here at the channel. So I'm actually up in Rochester, New York for work this week, and I had a couple of hours today, so I figured why not take the hour-and-a-half drive to visit Niagara Falls. Now I've actually seen Niagara Falls before, but on the Canadian side from a couple of trips to Canada, so this will be my first time checking out the waterfall here on the American side. So it should be a lot of fun. We're at Niagara Falls State Park right now, and yeah, I'm pretty excited. I'm going to be walking along sort of the trails along the gorge and along the river, and we'll check out the falls from this side. If we're able to, I might try to do some of the other activities you can do here, like actually taking some stairs down to the waterfalls. We're going to also check out an observation tower, and maybe if they're running any boat tours, we might try to get on one of the Maid of the Mist boats and check out the falls up close. So should be a lot of fun. I don't have too much time here to spend, just a couple of hours before everything closes down, but why don't we go ahead and check out the waterfalls. Well, after about a 5-minute walk from the parking lot, we're already here at the river. You can see there's a lot of rapids as they're heading over to topple over the edge. Back here in the distance, you can see the city of Niagara on the Canada side back there with the buildings. Also over here, you can see there's a bridge behind me. This is the bridge to go to Goat Island, I believe. That's part of the park that we'll be visiting here. So there's actually a good bit of walking that we're going to be doing here on this trip. I'm probably going to consider this to be one of my hikes, actually, for my 52 hike challenge. So I'll probably make a separate video about that still outside of this one. This one will just be focused, just on the views, the photos, and everything here at the waterfalls. But just know there is a little bit of walking. I do think that there's a trolley you can take, so you don't have to necessarily walk to all the viewpoints. But the first viewpoint we're going to check out here at the waterfall is going to be Prospect Point. So we'll see you guys over there. All right, so we're here at our first little viewpoint. This is Prospect Point. You can see just the edge of the waterfall here. This is America Falls, I believe, and then Horseshoe Falls you can just make out in the background behind me here. So we'll be able to get a better view of Horseshoe Falls from Goat Island, I believe, but it does look like the ferries are running, so that could be a fun thing to do. But first, before we head that way, we're gonna go up back here. There's a little observation tower back here. So let's go check that out and see if we can get a better view of the waterfall, because it does overhang over the river a bit, so it should be a pretty good view. All right, well, that was super clutch timing. I managed to get a ticket and got on the boat just before it's about to take off here, so we're gonna go out along the river to the waterfalls. This was sort of a last-minute decision, so I packed everything in my disc golf bag, because I wasn't planning originally on bringing my discs out on this trip. I was gonna just bring my normal camera bag, but then I was like, let's maybe disc golf while we're up here. So we'll see how waterproof my disc golf bag is, but I gotta get my poncho on before we get damp, so let's check it out. Oh man, this boat tour is pretty fun. You get a really good view of the waterfalls, and man, I picked the perfect day to come out here for this trip. Apparently it's still been cold up here in New York, unlike in Georgia where we've, really gotten into the swing of spring already. It's pretty warm, but it's beautiful, mid-70s, nice and cool, especially down here in the gorge. You get the breeze from the waterfall, and it's really cool. Horseshoe Falls is coming up right over here. You can see the mist, so probably where we're gonna get the most damp, I would expect. It should be a lot of fun though. Let's check it out. Well, it's a good thing that I came on a warm day, because once you get over here into Horseshoe Falls with the mist and the breeze, oh, it got a lot colder. That and all the water on my skin and everything too, so it's a bit bumpy over here as well. Oh man, what a sight though. Check out how much water is falling over the edge here. Man, this is amazing. Wow, that Maid of the Mist boat tour was an awesome experience. It was so much fun going down close and personal to the waterfalls, getting a little mist, especially over at Horseshoe Falls down here in the distance. That was, wow, that was a great little experience there. The ticket was about $25, so it was a little steep, but overall I think it was worth it. I thought the boat tour was a lot of fun. Definitely enjoyed my time out on the water. We're here at the little observation deck now, just taking in some of the views, getting some photos here, and then we're gonna go walk over to Goat Island, just take out in the background here. We're gonna try to take some stairs to get up close and personal to the waterfalls again. But I do think they close pretty soon, so hopefully we can make it there in time. Dang, well unfortunately I was just a little bit too late to check out the Cave of the Winds. The ticket booth closes at 4:15 and I got there just about 5 minutes late, so unfortunately I won't get to check that out, but I do think, you know, I got most of the experience out on that Maid of the Mist tour, so we're going to check out a couple of the other attractions here at Goat Island. I know right behind me here you can see Luna Island and a little viewpoint to check out American Falls from this side, so we'll check that out. We'll also go walk down the way back this way in order to check out Horseshoe Falls from this side as well, and probably do a couple of little walking trails on Goat Island here as well. So plenty of stuff to do still here. We got plenty of daylight it seems like, so it should be a lot of fun still. I'm not too bummed out about missing this Cave of the Winds, but I'm sure that's a lot of fun to do. So next time I'm up here, I'll be sure to check that out. This is Luna Island. You can get a little view of American Falls behind us here. Not quite as clear as the other side by the entrance for Maid of the Mist, but over this way, you can see what we're missing out on. Here's Cave of the Winds, just gets you access to this little walking area. So you can really get wet. Look at how wet that deck is down there. I bet it's pretty slippery, and I would have gotten pretty soaked down there, but check out some more American Falls here. And then on the left side here, the water is actually Bridal Veil Falls, so pretty interesting. Here I am at Terrapin Point now. It's a really nice area to cool off after a hot day because it is pretty misty and breezy up here. But I would say for Horseshoe Falls, the view is definitely better on the Canada side because you can really see the full extent of the waterfalls. It's a bit tough really on either side because there's just so much mist generated by the waterfall, and it's hard to really see. It doesn't really matter which side, but it is nice to be able to see the waterfall from both sides and have it experienced, so it's pretty cool. Now I'm going to walk down a little bit further south to check out the Three Sisters Island, and then we'll see what we get into after that. So if you want a little break away from the clouds, I would really recommend coming out here to the Three Sisters Islands. These are just three little islands close together. They have a bridge connecting them, and oh man, the views are pretty nice here. Obviously you don't have the giant waterfalls of Niagara Falls, you know, right next to you, but look at this water. It's just coursing. It's so fast. You got a ton of little rapids here leading up to the waterfall, and the islands are actually surrounded by a lot of nice foliage here. So I'm sure in the summer you can still be nice and cool as well. The leaves haven't really come in quite yet. I've heard it's still been cold up here in New York, but man, this is a great little like rest away from the crowds at the main waterfalls of Niagara Falls. So definitely worth a little trek to come out. It was maybe a 10-minute walk to get over here, but relatively flat, not too bad. So I think now I'm going to head back to the main area by Prospect Point. That's where I parked, and we'll see. Maybe I still have a little bit of energy to go check out that area around the Niagara Gorge Trailhead. We'll check that area out maybe. Otherwise, I might just be signing out over there, but who knows? We'll see how tired I am when I get back to the parking area. Here we are back where we started at Prospect Point, and I have decided that I am going to continue on, check out this Niagara Gorge area. It's about 15 minutes of a walk from here, so I was like, okay, I'm here now. Still got some daylight. Why don't we go ahead and knock it off? So we're going to continue on north, and we'll see if there's any cool sights to see down in the gorge over in that area. Well, I made it here to the Niagara Gorge Trailhead area. You can see the Discovery Center behind me, and there's a little trail building back here as well. So unfortunately, both of these areas are closed right now. I do think there are some trails that you can access to walk along further north, actually to a couple of other state parks even. I think they're like 6 miles away or something though. A bit too lengthy for me today. Maybe it's something I would have done if I started here in the morning or something, but still a little unlikely. There are a couple of other state parks there that you can check out. Those were the Whirlpool State Park and also the Devil's Hole State Park. So you can check those out if that's something that you're interested in along the gorge here. But I probably should have done a little more research before walking up here. There's really not too much to do, but it was nice stretching out my legs. You can see here the views aren't obviously anything to scoff at. We've got a nice view down into the gorge here. You can see Rainbow Bridge behind me to cross into Canada. I don't know how difficult it is to get into Canada. I don't remember what the travel restrictions are between the US and Canadian border right now, but I don't have my passport regardless, so I will be walking back to my car. That's going to be it for my time here at Niagara Falls State Park. So now that I've visited both sides of Niagara Falls, you may be wondering which side would I recommend or which side do I prefer, and honestly that's a bit difficult to answer because they both have their positives really. When you're on the Canadian side, obviously you get a better view of the waterfalls as a whole. I would say it might be a little more photogenic even just because of that, but over here on the American side you can see just how powerful the waterfalls are, and you really get to sort of experience the waterfalls a little bit more, especially if you do either the boat tour or if you're able to take the Cave of the Winds walkway. It looks like you get sprayed on either of those really. Honestly, if you have the day in the area, what I would probably recommend doing is coming to the US side in the morning and spending half the day over here, and then in the late afternoon head over to the Canadian side again. I don't know what the travel restrictions are right now, but as the border opens up more freely, if you're able to, go to visit the Canadian side in the evening, especially around sunset. I actually got some beautiful photos of Niagara Falls here at sunset the first time I was up here. I'll put some photos up here so you can see, but I would recommend coming here for sunset, and at night even, you can see the waterfalls. They have a little illumination on all of the waterfalls, so you can really get some interesting lights. And also in the summer, they do fireworks every night as well. So that would definitely be something I would recommend doing, I think. That's gonna be it for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I know it's been a bit of time since we've done one of these travel vlogs. They are gonna be coming out more regularly soon enough. Lisa and I do have some trips planned already for a good portion of the year. At the end of the month, we're gonna be going down to St. George Island for a little beach trip for Memorial Day. I'm not sure if we'll be vlogging that at all though, but further down the road, right after that, Lisa, Becca, and I are going to be traveling to Iceland for a week and a half, so we'll definitely have some vlogs for you from that trip. Then in July, we're going to be visiting Cancun for a bachelor party. I might do a little bit of vlogging in there, especially if we do some sort of expedition to some ruins over in the area. That would be a lot of fun to vlog. And then later in September or so, I think we're planning on going on a trip to Hawaii as well. So I'm going to try to get some more of these travel vlogs out to you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't yet, I would greatly appreciate it if you'd consider subscribing to the channel, and also ring that notification bell so you can be notified when our next episode comes out. And until next time, guys, cheers.